So you want to stay active, mobile, fit, hitting the pavement, hitting the gym, but you don't want to be slowed down by injuries. And you happen to be maybe of a certain age and you realize that sometimes recovery, sometimes things that you used to do and be able to make a swift turnaround may be a little bit different if you are an active adult, athlete, approaching 40 or beyond. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Letitia Williams, licensed physical therapist, certified health coach, as well as a certified run coach. And I specialize in helping active adults and runners ages 35 plus move, feel, and perform at their best. So, when it comes to injury prevention, that can be run the gamut of a lot of things. There's no 100% surefire way to prevent injuries, but you can get darn pretty close. And there's different tools that you can use to be able to get yourself out of that risk and continuing to stay active, mobile, and fit no matter what age that you are. So 3 ways to be able to stay out of that injury zone. My number one thing for that is always going to begin with a plan. Regardless if you're headed to the gym, returning back to the gym, doing home workouts, hitting the pavement for the first time or the 100th time, you got to have a plan. So if you go out there and do random mode, you're going to get random results. It may seem like it may be working for you for a little bit, but in the long run, as things begin to change or progress, or you decide to change mileage in a run, you decide to change a weight or something at the gym, or you go into the gym every time and you kind of look to the person beside you, all right, they're doing that, so let me go ahead and pick up and do that weight. Or I'll just kind of go on the treadmill for 15 minutes, or I'll go on the elliptical about 20 minutes. And you kind of like wandering around aimlessly, not a good effective use of their time. Also, you're not getting a proper program. So if it's strengthening you want to work at, you want to work on getting a proper strengthening plan. If it's endurance, if it's looking at some things to help with body composition, running plans. A lot of things that I end up seeing with a lot of my runners that I'm seeing, whether it be running performance, coming up with run plans, injury prevention, and strength programs, a lot of people end up stand up with what I call the random plan. So the random plan is, I want to start running, so I'm just going to go out on Tuesday and run 3 miles. You haven't gone through and set up and see what a plan looks like, how much mileage per week that looks like. Should I start with walk-run intervals? Do I need to build up to 30 minutes plus of walking? All those things to think, oh, easy, running's easy. Throw on some shoes, get out there and run. Yes, running has a low barrier of entry, but what gets you in trouble is you don't have a plan. I'm going to go ahead and sign up for a half marathon in 8 weeks and I haven't trained. Maybe. You may be able to get away with that, but will it be as effective and greatest as you want? And will you increase your chance of injury? Yes, you will. So number 1, get a plan. If you don't know how to get a plan or don't know where to start, regardless of what your goals are, ask for help. Get a plan. Sometimes depending on your age, if you're getting that 35 and 40 plus and you're beginning an exercise, you're beginning a routine, there's a lot of programming that's just not customized to you to be able to pull an online program. Or here's the 12-week running program and you pull from there. It may not be the best fit for you. Some more customization is probably going to be indicated in a lot of cases, especially if you have any history of other aches, pains, injuries that you've dealt with in the past. A lot of those won't be customized to you. Number 2, incorporate strength training into your plan. You will hear me say this a lot because this is the sleeper when it comes to what are we going to do to be able to optimize our function, take us to the next level. Working out, please include that strength training. Running in your running plan, strength training. Now, that could mean different things for different people. Depending on your level, that's one of the things that you want to get some assistance with to make sure if you are currently training for a race, for an event, that you optimize that function with what's going to be the appropriate strength training plan for you. Strength training, that is going to be an important key because Our muscles, joints, tendons, all those things have to be able to have the power and the strength capacity to propel us forward, to withstand the pounding, to withstand bending, squatting, lunging, running, hitting the pavement. So if you don't have those aspects and think, oh, I'll just run and that strengthens me, won't work, unfortunately. Couple of tips for strength training is doing single leg exercises. That should be incorporated in almost every plan I give on my runners. It's definitely going to be single leg exercises. I have on the screen now a link to get more information about my Runners University Club, in which I work on solutions for runners of a certain age, so you can take the guesswork out of how to incorporate strength training, what it looks like for injury prevention, what it looks like for recovery as we age. You can go ahead and get that information there. You can text Runners University to 317-207-7924. Get more information about upcoming Runners University Club. But anyway, strength training. It all comes down to having, like we did in one, having a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So randomness should not be your plan. Hiking up and super duper and changing all the things is not a plan, because something's going to end up failing if you try to change all the things at the same time. So 1 was have a plan. 2 was incorporate strength training appropriately. Number 3, this is the biggie that a lot of people kind of negate. It's going to be recovery, and I'm going to throw in hydration and nutrition or fuel into the mix there. As we get a little bit older, our recovery may be a little bit different than our 20s. Used to kind of get up, don't worry about stretching. I can just pop out there and do whatever I want at 20 something. 40 and beyond, not so much. You can still be active, be your fine, own sexy self, and still be strong, stronger, faster, and feeling your best into your 40s, 50s, and beyond. But it's going to take really an important key. It's going to be what your recovery looks like. We actually get our gains in the recovery. So if your hydration game is off, your sleep game is off, you're not taking days off, you have that mentality of no days off, I can't do it, no days off, that will slowly start to wear on your system, especially if you're new to running. Even if you're a seasoned runner, being able to rely on saying, I used to be able to do this and it was easy to do that, that shifts and changes throughout our life cycle. So 1, plan. 2, incorporate strength training. 3, your recovery. And that's going to include hydration and fuel to fuel what activity that you're want to perform in, or fueling your body in general when it comes to maintaining a healthy weight for you. Weight is not a number. It's definitely going to be in how you feel, your overall health and wellness, and definitely in your health and blood work numbers. So if you're negating that recovery, that hydration and fuel, or you're trying to go on extreme dieting and training now for an event, those two things don't work together. You got to do one or the other, because you have to be able to fuel and hydrate and get the adequate sleep to support the training that you're going to do. That's another thing that leads to injuries, is cutting corners on that recovery. I won't do a warm up. Yeah, I don't have time. Oh, I'll be late to work. I can't do this cool down after this run. In the short term, you might be able to get away with it. In the long term, it'll catch up to you. So remember, plan, strength training, recovery. Those are going to be 3 tools for you to prevent injuries. Check out more information about the Runners University Club by texting Runners University to 317-207-7924. All right, until next time, have a good evening.